Hello my friends, Coach Alexander here. And the question is, what do the top schools want in terms of a good GMAT score? We talked about the GRE, some will accept it, but let's focus on the GMAT really, because if you want to go to a top MBA, usually it's going to be via the GMAT. Now, one of the good things about the people we work with is they're smart. They may still need to be educated and coached on certain things and certain skills, but it's very easy to find this information. This information is published. So we're not going to rehash all the information, which you can easily find not only on the official school websites, because they've been keeping track of it for years, but also on other specialty sites that, agglomerate everything for you, etc. So what I'm going to do instead is tell you, is break some myths or address some myths, but most important, help you think correctly about your preparation. So the first thing to understand is, especially for the good schools, your preparation and your ability to do the GMAT is important. There's got to be reasons why they're important. You can stay up all night, wonder why they're important. You could try to go through the denial phases of emotional grief and denial. Do I have to take this test, etc.? Yeah, you have to take the test. It's no big deal. It is part of your overall GMAT preparation, and there are some skills on it that you need. So here I have a ranking, and I don't really subscribe to any one particular ranking. It doesn't matter whose. I just picked it because it had a list of 10 schools on it, which all play what we call musical chairs. They move around on different rankings, but these are the top schools. And these are the statistics of the top schools. So look at the difference between what they have to, by ethically, I think, say versus the reality of the situation. They say, there is no GMAT minimum. GMAT is just one piece of data among many used to evaluate an application. We're okay with, the GMAT shouldn't be an obstacle to you to go into the school, but they have to say that because they can't say that we count a lot on the GMAT, but the truth is they do. Because most of the people who apply to these schools already know the expectations, because the expectations of the score are already given to you in the history of the school, of the class, numbers, etc. So here's one school, one top school, Ivy League. A lot of people want to go to this. Their median GMAT of the class is 730, so above 700. That puts you in the top 90 some percentile, okay? Their range, they say, is all the way down to 550 and as high as 780. Now, the truth is, if their range is 550 to 780, but their median or some other average is at 730, you have to imagine that there's probably not that many people with scores under mid 600 that got in. Those that had those scores and got in must have had something very exceptional about them in other areas. So the truth is, in most cases, you need a 700 or above to be within good standings. Okay, let's look at another school. Another top school, average 732. Now they tell you that the range is 550 to 790, but their average is still 732. Range meaning, okay, we've admitted somebody with a 550. Maybe they've admitted somebody with a 500. But there must have been something about this person that's extraordinary, because the average is still 730 for the class. Okay? Let me give you another one. This one is a top European school. They want the 700. And again, they say, well, GMAT is just part of what we're doing. And they say that their range is from 600 to 790 of the people they admit. So sometimes it's an 80 percentile range, something else. Now, what I would like to have drawn on the board for you is the following statistics. See if you could, in the next video, follow along with what we're going to do on the board, or find that video. But what you need to understand is all of the schools provide this information. There's absolutely no secret about it. And most of the people who get those scores, they simply have to work for it. And sometimes they fail. Sometimes they fail twice. And by failing, we simply mean you don't get as score as you want. But here's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing is, although by accident you can't get a good GMAT score, you can't win the lottery, the schools, they don't mind you taking the test more than once. In fact, and I don't want to go through and read all of this for you, but many of them say, you know, we will consider the highest score that you present to us, even if you took the GMAT more than 2 times. And we don't recommend you taking it more than 3 times, but hey, you know, if you do, we'll take the highest score. This is the beautiful thing about the GMAT. And that is something that you want to get into your psychology, but in a correct way, so that you don't try to study for it like you try to study for school tests, because there's something different going on, and we'll talk about that another time.